back again. Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise like wildfire in all truth and in all sincerity. So anyways, Esau, he's ending my life short now, so this is part 3, the last one, part 2. It is what it is. I'm having to do several parts instead of just one big live, which I guess it does. I guess hey, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You view part 1 and part 2, part 3, it's not everybody got the time to view one big live unless you off that day. But even then, you have shit to do when you're off. But anyways, let me get to where I was at, since I was interrupted by Esau. Let me hold on. Let me get back to where I was at. Yo. PFAS. It's one type of it's forever chemicals, man. How do we? Okay, the best we can do, at least according to the New Hampshire PFAS investigation, is to utilize water filtration systems in our homes. However, only granulator activated carbon or reverse osmosis water filters will work on these tiny compounds, and of course it's gonna be real hard to fucking avoid that shit, man, by design. Get granular activated carbon. See what the fuck that shit is. So it's real hard to avoid, man. Of course it's gonna granulated activated carbon. You'd have to filter it through granular activated carbon. It's made from raw organic materials that are high in carbon, such as coconut shells, coal, peat, which I believe that's like from mud and shit, and a different certain type, and wood. Heat is used to activate the surface area of the carbon, removing certain chemicals dissolved in water as they pass through a filter containing GAC. Price, you'd have to buy a lot of that, It's granulated activated carbon, expensive. A study by Adams and Clark, for instance, indicates that the total estimate for GAC systems ranges from 10 cents to $1 per 1,000 gallons of water. Which, majority of us didn't even know about this anyways. Devils hid that shit. They say it can remove PFAS. But if you need it's so many shit that you need basically so much water, so much gallons of water. There you go. Depending on the size of the system. That's one way to avoid it, but see where you can find that shit. It's not much hold on. you'd have to keep buying more and more unless you like bought a whole bunch, which is like more than that. You have that, and you have reverse osmosis, which, yeah. Basically, hey, they don't tell you about this shit. Then when you do, you know, it's already all through your body and shit. You already like a whole bunch of shit is contaminated with it. Even if you filter your water through it, you're still getting it through your food. You're still getting it through your clothes. And these devils, man, they ain't shit. Reverse osmosis, you know, osmotic. Okay. They're saying it's bad for you. Of course, some they're gonna say it's bad for you. But Esau is Esau, of course, is gonna say that because they're gonna highlight the negatives. Because let me get that quote by that Rockefeller, man. And they're the ones behind, you know, determining which which medical advice you should trust and all that. They're behind the American Medical Association and shit. They're behind like why they push what they push. Rockefeller medicine, Rockefeller medicine, man. Yeah, you know, they played a great role in that. Flexner report. Trying to find where it's at. Schools, okay, preparatory schools, and which is relating to characteristics of owner of title, proprietary clinics, so the property basically, like their property, private property. It's like private property, medical training. So that's how it fucking changed it, and these devils was behind that shit. Yeah, that was behind what demonized what they call homeopathy, which is basically using the herbs to treat yourself. And you shouldn't use it. You should use it. Drugs was promoted. Yeah. Of course, you know you have your reasoning behind this shit. Yeah, the biomedical, which is basically that. Yeah, his homeopathy is basically use herbs. And allopathic is what they use. Drugs and surgery. Medication, drugs, read drugs. Poisons, really. Surgery, radiation, shit like that. It's allopathic. That's what they promote. That's what they promote. Yo, chemicals, man. Antibiotics, blood pressure medicine, more chemicals. Diabetes drugs, more chemicals. Migraine medication, more chemicals. They really poison. All of them have fucked up side effects. They poison you. Chemotherapy, side effects that's unneeded. Damage you, man. Long-term side effects. Long-term effects of poisons. Insulin, which, all these, and they get a lot, and also something about this is that they get a lot of the ingredients in them. They get it from the herbs, and then they change it up. Thyroid, estrogen, testosterone. Well, that's just like hormones and shit, but a lot of the shit that they push, man, herbs will help you with that. There's herbs that are like specifically for that. Herbs, fruits, and vegetables. That's specifically for that. But they will demonize that. Yep. As you can see, pain relievers, which you muscle relaxers. When you take too much of them, fuck you up. Cough suppressants, even if you take them regularly, not too much of them. Sore throat medications, antibiotic ointments, surgery. So they cut it into your body. Radiation, more poison. This shit build up. Vanessa Williams. I use code because it's certain stuff that we can't say or else they'll flag our shit. Prophylactic, antibiotics, pre-diabetes. So basically, like I said, right? Drugs, radiation, so poison, and cut it into your body, rather than using the herbs and using fruits and vegetables. Basically, using what YAHAWASHI, set up, depending on them instead. That's what it's about. So YAHAWASHI, basically told us this. The Lord, I gotta get that Rockefeller quote too. Rockefeller quote on poison, on basically population control. There you go. I think it has to do with that. Esau. don't know. Let me find where that's at. Whatever, man. Let me see. Trying to find a quote I can. So I can. Trying to find that new. I'm trying to find that quote. Slacking. Hold on, maybe I'll find a video that got it. Let's see my shit live. Assalamualaikum. All right, hold on. Trying to find that quote, Akim. Hold on, Akim. trying to find it. Let me see if maybe it's here. Okay, so like, probably not. I'm trying to find that shit. Let me try this. Maybe I'll find some. Trying to find that article. That ain't it. I didn't mean to do that shit. It's like, I don't know where it's at. Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Shut up. I don't listen to them so-called fact checkers. They of course they're gonna deny it. Fuck them. Let me get yeah, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. It's this devil. Use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food. And hold on. In food and water as well as in the air, which is why you have that food make you tired. That food don't energize you. It's a fucking history. You know that's for the dumbasses to fall for. Which is majority of the population is gonna fall for it. Fact checks, so-called fact checks. Hey, them lie checks. Yeah, but this devil, man. This devil had been. This is what they'll admit about him right here. The History.com article. Tycoon John D. Rockefeller couldn't hide his father's con man past. The Standard Oil magnate spent his whole life trying to bury the story of his dad's dirty deeds. When he was a child, John D. Rockefeller watched his father count his money, huge wads of which he refused to keep in a bank and lovingly stacked in front of his impressionable son. "Quote unquote," he made a practice of never carrying less than $1,000, quote unquote, the oil baron recalled later in life, quote unquote, and he kept it in his pocket. He was able to take care of himself and was not afraid to carry his money. William Avery Rockefeller's son would go on to become one of the richest men of all times, famously money hungry. This is what they admit about him. John D. spoke admiringly of his father's piles of cash long after he had made a fortune that would. It wasn't, and it was actual gold these devils would get. Long after he had made a fortune that would have surpassed his father's wildest dreams, but though the head of Standard Oil was proud to tell the world where he had got his own appreciation for cold-hearted cash, really, he always excluded business ventures from pretending to hawk patent medicines. But after his stratospheric rise to the heights of Gilded Age business, John D. Rockefeller did everything he could to downplay the exploits of his parent. He was in the 60s before accusations about his father's unethical business practices and possible criminal behavior came back to haunt him. Accusations that sparked a race to find out the truth about Rockefeller's father. Why he want to hide that shit? He inherited that shit. And that's how these devils be as well, man. The accusations came courtesy of Ida Tarbell, who was being exposed. The muckraking journalist muckraking, let me get the fucking definition of that. It basically means, these were reform-minded journalists in progressive area in the U.S. who exposed established institutions and leaders as corrupt. They typically had large audiences in popular magazines. That's what. And they used to clown on them, bro. You compared investigative reporters, basically whistleblowers, bruh, to the narrow-minded. Theodore Roosevelt coined the term muckraker, quote-unquote, during a speech in 1906. He compared investigative reporters to the narrow-minded figure in John Bunyan and looked no way but downwards with the muckraking, quote-unquote. So they was clowning, man, basically. Basically the whistleblowers, man. This is what government of the United States. They was which include cutting secret deals to squash its competitors. As the capstone to her multi-part expose in McClure's magazine, she established a two-part character study of John D. Rockefeller in 1905. The articles paint a portrait of a man obsessed with money, an intimidating, secretive figure who's basically has death and hell, can't be satisfied. There you go. An intimidating, secretive figure. It fits these devils, man. You know, everything about them, shows you that. An intimidating, secretive figure whose personality was warped by ambition. Yeah, they can't be satisfied. But just as shocking as her portrait of one of the U.S.'s most famous men was what she wrote about his father. Tarbell accused William Avery Rockefeller of posing as a physician, so is a physician of no value then, and horse thievery against him. During John D's childhood, she wrote, they make themselves, hey man, that's the type of shit that they would accuse our people of. Rape. During John D's childhood, she wrote, his father had been a leader and all that was reckless. And hold up. Let me get Habakkuk. Let me get Habakkuk 2 and 3. Or I think it's 2 and 4. Pretty sure. KJV. Well, 5. Ye transgressed by wine. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. There you go. And then you can get, this devil can't be satisfied. He says death and hell. Let me get physician of no value. Verse 5, that you would altogether hold your peace, and this should be your wisdom, because these devils, that they want you to take medical advice from them and shit. But, hey, they're physicians of no value. They should just hold their peace. Because they're liars, man. They're deceivers. Hold on. They called him Devil Bill. Hold on. And, okay, suspected of horse stealing and even indicted for rape in 1849, Williams had been an unstable father figure, but search as Tarbell might have for the man named Devil Bill, quote unquote, nicknamed Devil Bill. So that's appropriate. She had not been able to track him beyond John Dee's young adulthood. The old magnate was incensed by what he saw as a maligning of his father, of course, because he got exposed. Though he typically refused to let down his guard, one journalist who showed him Tarbell's story witnessed a rare crack in his famous veneer. The poisoned tongue of this wretched, poisoned woman he ran it. Got mad about it. Now the world knew the truth about William Rockefeller, but nobody knew where he was. His whereabouts were only exposed thanks to another news legend who despised Rockefeller and his business practices. Joseph Pulitzer, a news magazine who owned the world, sensing that exposing Rockefeller's roots is his reason why, would not just humiliate the man, but sell more papers. Sell more papers. Read the last part. Remember, these devils, they ain't got no honor, man. Ain't no honor among thieves. They betray each other. 1901, hey, they the ultimate niggas. They betray each other for a come up. They apply that to us, but that's really them. Beginning in 1901, he offered a 8,000 reward, the equivalent of over called white man, Esau. He's the original sellout as well. John, I believe it's in John 8:44. What YAHAWASHI says there of their father, the devil, who is Esau. The equivalent, anyways, getting back in this article, the equivalent he wanted to make bank himself, man. Pulitzer said sent star reporters across the country to try to track down William, but they came back empty-handed. 7 years later, but he was too late. William Rockefeller had died 6 months earlier. They didn't stop him from fleshing out the story of William Rockefeller in print. The article had even more bombshells about the magnate's father. For years, he had lived under assumed names. It was known as Dr. Livingston before his death. He, quote-unquote, had a big jug of medicine, and he treated all diseases from the same jug. And so, there you go, quote-unquote. Give him money. Snake oil salesman, man. Snake oil salesman. That's who this devil was. Snake oil salesman. They want you to take the snake oil, man. If you get my drift. Yeah, they want you to take the snake oil. Let me, that just goes back to him being a physician of no value. But let me get, matter of fact, let me just continue on about this devil. Hey, devil will, man. Devil will. Physician, aka the physician of no value. The article also claimed that William Rockefeller had been a bigamist, which is not nothing wrong with that. Basically, you know, he had 2 women or whatever. The accusations of quackery, which means basically that's what they accuse people like people that use the herbs to heal of, but that's really them, and it's pretending the knowledge of skill that they don't possess, particularly in medicine. The quack makes exaggerated claims about his or her ability to heal disease, generally for financial gain. Okay. Quackery related topics, medicine, fraud. That's really them, but they accuse of quackery when that's them. You know, hey, this devil Rockefeller is behind what the AMA pushes today, man. This devil's son, which, you know, you're all who your father is, man. And these devils, you know, they all the same, man. They all physicians of no value. So they're all what they call quacks. That's them, really. All flew in the face of the thrifty, wholesome image John D. Rockefeller uses accusations of quackery, rape. I mean, the other stuff, like, the other stuff, rape just mean to take some. And, but basically, oh yeah. These devils make themselves look like, hold on. Spake like a lamb, but spake as a dragon. Showing you the character of these devils. Spake as a dragon means draconian decrees. Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast come. They make themselves look like, basically like good people and shit. Like you should trust them. They have your best interests at heart. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. An enemy speaketh like a lamb, sweetly with his lips. KJV. Ecclesiastes 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with the. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 16. An enemy, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. That's Esau. This devil right here is an example of that. This Edomite. He stated, D. Rockefeller had carefully crafted for years, so it was made up. Most shocking accusation of all was that his sons had known his whereabouts for 25 years and had been quietly supporting him, and he knew too. I mean, you have to know, to lie, you gotta know the truth. So let me get, this place. Let me get that scripture where it talks about disappoint disappointed the devices of the crafty. That's the whole chapter that it goes in. Job 5. Hold on. Talks about the hypocrite. Which means actor. I saw the ones in here. Let me just get this. Job 15:34, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. This devils did both. Wait, hold up. Alright. Basically, you get the picture, though. You know, these devils, man, they basically speak with a forked tongue. They basically, they speak like, yeah, they speak with a forked tongue. Words, basically, they speak, you know, like they on your side, basically. And that they like make themselves, they speak in a way that make themselves look like good people. But speaking sweetly with his lips, there you go. And basically, you get the picture. Hold on. Basically, that's, well, you get the picture. Basically, that's what it is. They also represented serious moral outrages than the conservative. These devils ain't gonna admit the truth. The claim was vigorously supported, Salakia, y'all. The claim was vigorously vigorously. Okay, Salakia. He stated that his father had been forced into seclusion, quote unquote, precisely to protect himself from being hounded by devils, man. Really, he would break in upon the peace and quiet of his retired life. Most of her contemporaries considered to be false. So he's calling them conspiracy theorists. Basically, yeah. Their fathers looked as being a fucking and had been sending him money perhaps and try to move on. Shit, that's his father. A father who had no stop now. And what they did is that they basically fucking made themselves look like charitable people and shit. They made themselves look like that. Now they're saying fact check. Now they come out with these fact checking sites, man. But that's them doing that shit all over again. They won't admit. They're not gonna admit to it. Instead, they're gonna fucking deny separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be the pharma cartel. You know, that's the biggest. They're like the biggest cartel, man. Cartel. Basically, they're when people say that, they're like comparing them to drug cartels, and they are the biggest one. Soft metal, the real biggest drug cartels, not them miscreants down there in Mexico. Soft metals, yep. Brass, titanium, copper, nickel, aluminum, among others. In food. Salt metals in food. Amount. Yeah. Slacker. Yep. A lot of them have contaminated water. Let me get back to where I was. Alright, so anyways, I'm on about blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts. Yet we will feed them more poison. Feed and where? We must be aluminum and what you wear. We will teach them that the poisons are good. We'll find images and musical tones. Yep, them commercials, man. Things, so candies and shit. When the teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their futures. Gentle feelings. They'll grow more docile, going along just to get along, and weak, really mentally. That's what these devils did with the oneness of it all. Really, you know, they try to keep us separate from our power. YAHAWASHI, man. Because, man. Because these devils, man, they fucking know. These devils and heathens know that we gotta be, that they're talking about Yasharallah is the real target here. The seed of Israel. So-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. The real target. That's the real target. Is it? if the Israelites stayed separate, if the Israelites hold on. This is what these heathens were talking about. I'm getting busy. Hold on. Yup. Judith 5:20. Now therefore, my Lord. Now, let me see if. Judith chapter 5. This is what these heathens. Let me get to the point, because it's fucking. Judith chapter. Then it was declared so. Hold on. Alright, let me read on down. No, wait, hold up. Basically, hold up. The hill country, and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries. Verse 2, wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the sea coast. Verse 3, and he said unto them, tell me down, ye sons of Canaan, which means Canaan. They lived in the land of Canaan. Who is this people that dwells in their servant? Verse 6, these people are descendant of the Chaldeans. Verse 7, because, we're basically a Semitic people, right? They lived in that land. Abraham, he was taken out of all that. Of worshiping those idols. Verse 8, for they left the way of their ancestors and worshipped the power of heaven many years, dealt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring. So the Egyptians cast power, dried the Red Sea before him. Verse 14, and brought them to Mount Sinai and Cade's barn. Let me get what Cade's barn is. And probably another way of hold on. Cade's barn. They gonna fucking tell you. You probably don't know their damn self. Web search and shit. Where is it? Cade's barn. Palestine, Israel, our land. So basically, there you go. That's what it is. All right. So let me get back to where I was. Fuck, did I have this shit open in here before? Yeah, I did. And cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. Hold on. Verse 15, so they dwelt in the land of the Amorites and destroyed their strength, all of them of Esabon. So let me get what the fuck that is. Get what it means. Heshbon. It's just another way of saying Heshbon, which capital city of the Ammonites, man. It's the same thing. It was the chief city of the Ammonites. When passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country. Verse 16, and they cast forth before him the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, the Sychemite, and all the Girgasites. So basically, the heathens that was living there, a lot of them descendants of Canaan. And they dwelt in that country many days. Sychemite, okay. Probably the Canaanites, man. Another house of whatever. Southside Canaanites, they're Canaanites, I believe. So let me do this, bro. Okay, so Canaanites. Oh, Chechen, basically in the modern day Hebrew, which is not real Hebrew. Basically, they were the people who, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, so the Canaanite. Yeah, so you get the picture. Hivites, they were Canaanites, I believe. And all the Girgasites, and they did dwell in that country many days. Verse 17, whilst they said not, coming to the point before their power, they prospered because the power that hated iniquity was with them. Verse 18, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Yep. Verse 19, but now are they returned to their power, Yahweh, and are come up from the places which they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where the sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Verse 21, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest the Lord defend them, and their power before them, and we become a reproach. before all the world, because YAHAWASHI, they knew how it worked. If our people is going off, then they are gonna take full advantage of that. But if because YAHAWASHI ain't gonna be with us, and we're gonna be under the curses. They knew that. And but if we get right, it's time's up for them. It's a wrap for them. So that's why they say, that's why, and Esau knows this, man. We'll distract them with fornication, because that's all that's carnal. And they know that the spiritual man judges all things. To be carnally minded is death. They know that. Which is why they promote the shit that they promote. Romans 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually. See if there's any. Yeah, verse 7. Why? Well, neither indeed can be. So there you go, man. Hold on. So there you go. They know this shit, which is why they even promote that. If they refuse what they've been doing, man. That Salakia. And then to now the it alters your mind, and also makes you seek too. We'll use fear as our weapon. Yup, fear propaganda. Hold on.